Across the world, people vanish every single day. Some disappear without a trace. Others are found in bizarre, impossible situations, and a few, if they're lucky, return, but with no memory of where they've been. These stories don't just happen in one country, one place, or one circumstance. They happen everywhere. And today we're traveling to the vast, wild landscapes of Australia, a country known for its rugged beauty and its chilling mysteries. Welcome back to Missing Persons Archives, where we uncover the true and unsettling stories of people who simply vanished, leaving behind only questions. While we often focus on mysterious disappearances in the United States, today we shift our attention to Australia, a land where ancient landscapes and modern life intersect, and where the unknown still lingers. These are the strange and mysterious disappearances from Australia you've likely never heard of until now. Our first story takes us back to 1925 to the scrublands of Moochea, Western Australia. 6-year-old Thomas Williams was visiting family when he went exploring near their home, just a curious little boy wandering through familiar land. But when it came time to come home, Thomas never returned. At first, no one panicked. The family searched the nearby area, calling his name, but there was no answer. Authorities joined in, and when their efforts failed, they called in Aboriginal trackers, famed for their ability to follow any trail, even across Australia's harsh terrain. 3 days after Thomas vanished, the trackers picked up his small footprints, and what they discovered was baffling. The prints stretched for 7 miles before vanishing in thick grass. No one could understand how an exhausted child could have traveled so far. Then, as if by magic, the prints appeared again, 15 miles away, without any sign of how Thomas had crossed the vast, impenetrable wilderness in between. The searchers pushed on, fighting through bushland so thick they had to crawl on their hands and knees. Days later, 4 long, brutal days after he went missing, Thomas was found, face down, unconscious but alive, 45 miles from where he started. And yet, Thomas couldn't explain how he got there. He remembered leaving the house, and then, nothing. Experts were left stunned. How did a 6-year-old child cover 45 miles in deadly conditions, surviving 4 nights alone? Even the trackers, men who lived and breathed the land, had no answers. To this day, no one knows how Thomas Williams survived or where he went during those missing days. 6 years later in 1931, another child would vanish and return under equally baffling circumstances. In the rural Mosgiel district of New South Wales, 4-year-old Jimmy Shields vanished from his family's property. One moment he was playing near the house, and the next, he was gone. A massive search began. Hundreds of volunteers scoured the land in every direction, desperate to find the missing boy. As night fell, temperatures plummeted. The odds of finding Jimmy alive grew slimmer with every passing hour. Days turned into nearly a week of relentless searching. No sign of Jimmy, no clothing, no footprints, nothing. But then, on the 6th day, Jimmy walked out of the woods, naked, barefoot, and dazed, into a shearer's hut, almost 45 miles from where he vanished. The distance alone was impossible for a 4-year-old child, 9 miles a day, through unforgiving bushland, without shoes, without food. When asked how he survived, Jimmy said little. He claimed to have drunk from a creek and nibbled on grass, his feet barely scratched, his body mostly fine, and his memory a blank. Where had Jimmy gone? How did a small child outpace an entire army of searchers and survive the freezing nights alone? No one knows. Jimmy never spoke of it again. Case 3, the missing Beaumont children. Of all Australia's disappearances, few are as infamous or as chilling as the case of the Beaumont children. It was January 1966 in Adelaide. The summer heat was unbearable. So Jane, aged 9, Arna, aged 7, and Grant, just 4 years old, begged their mother to let them go to nearby Glenelg Beach. It was less than 2 miles away, and the kids had done the trip countless times before. Their mother agreed, expecting them to return home on the noon bus. But when noon came, they didn't. By afternoon, their mother knew something was terribly wrong. Their father rushed home and scoured the neighborhood, but the children were gone. Panic set in, and soon the largest manhunt in South Australia's history was underway. Witnesses came forward with disturbing details. The children had been seen playing on the beach with a tall, sun-tanned man, fair-haired, athletic, mid-30s. They seemed comfortable around him, laughing, relaxed. To investigators, it appeared they knew him, but their parents insisted the man was a stranger. More sightings trickled in. The children were seen later buying snacks at a nearby bakery, apparently happy and carefree. Then, nothing. They never made it home. Their trail ended at the beach, and despite extensive investigations, they were never seen again. Decades have passed with false leads, hoax letters, and mounting frustration. The Beaumont children's disappearance remains one of Australia's most heartbreaking mysteries, a case that changed how the nation viewed child safety forever. 3 cases, 3 different decades, 3 deeply unsettling disappearances. A boy who journeyed through impossible terrain, a toddler who wandered farther than anyone thought possible, and 3 siblings who vanished on a summer day, never to be seen again. These aren't just stories from history. They're chilling reminders that sometimes, no matter how much we search, some people seem to simply vanish. What do you think happened to Thomas Williams, to Jimmy Shields, to the Beaumont children? Were these cases simply children getting lost? Or is there something deeper at work? Something we still don't understand? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Share your theories, your thoughts, your insights. But please always remember to be respectful. If you found this video informative, please like, subscribe, and share. Together, we keep these stories alive, and we remind the world that the missing must never be forgotten. This is Missing Persons Archives. Until next time, stay aware, stay compassionate, and never stop asking questions.